Hey there, friends. Welcome to Mandy and Tarot. It's been a minute since I've seen y'all. I've been navigating some big things in my life, having compassion for myself and the time I've taken away, and hoping you too are holding yourself with compassion. I'm gonna jump into this full moon energy tonight with a collective reading. So I have two objects here. I have one crystal and I have one scarab beetle straight from Egypt. And I'd like you to take a moment to contemplate these energies. Close your eyes, take a deep breath in, breathe out, letting go of the stressors of today, letting go of that which does not serve you, letting go of expectations. And see which energy is calling to you, if it's the crystal or if it's the scarab beetle. And once you have that, you can open your eyes. And we're going to start today with the crystal reading. Hey there, for those of you that chose the crystal, we're going to be reading today with the Shadowscapes Tarot, starting with the Emperor card. Emperor is in a position of authority, of power, not unrestricted power, but in a place where others look up to him for advice, look up to him with respect. You've used your energy and your position to care for others in your community, and that's been a pillar of strength for you. You not only support others, but you feel supported by the strength and the growth of your community that you see around you. But I think there is a pull to move forward in a new direction, and I think there is a sense of obligation, that you can't move forward on your own because you'll be leaving others behind, and that's just not the case, and I'll get into that here in a second. But you have the Nine of Wands moving into this, and this may be your why. This may be your why that you're hesitant to move forward from this place now that you've secured it, is because you really fought hard to get to where you are right now. You had to project your voice, you had to defend your principles, you had to overcome bullies and naysayers and people who would do harm to you or your community, in order to stand up for your beliefs. And so, you got in this position and it's well earned. But I feel like the pressure of that, of feeling like you have to uphold all this on your own, is really getting to you, and it's not fair to yourself to be putting that much pressure on yourself, because when we talk about community, that really is something that should be malleable, that different people take their turns, stepping in and helping each other, and others, take time to rest and be helped. And so you gotta remember that all these people that you've helped and help prop up, want to do the same for you. They want to care for you in the way that you've cared for them. And so feeling stuck in this position, it's not really true. It's really a projection you've put upon yourself that is doing you more harm than good. Because moving forward, you have the Fool card. And so I would like you to see your position of power, authority, whatever it is that you work so hard to get to, as a springboard for something new, for something creative in your life, for something that excites you that you haven't given yourself permission to do yet. So what is that thing that has been calling your attention, or whispering to you, or making you really think about something new? I want you to really contemplate that, and then instead of seeing, the people that you've cared for as being barriers or hindrances, and you taking a step forward into something new. See them as part of your support system. See them as the caring beings that they are, and give them room to grow into places of power in their own life, so that you can be new and supported and loved in the same matter of care that you give to other people. Whew. All right, that was a big one. For those of you that chose the Scarab Beetle, we're going to be reading with the Housewife's Tarot today. Kind of a spicy reading today. We're starting with the Knight of Wands. I feel that you yourself have had a lot of energy pushing forward. Very little time for taking care of yourself, very little time to slow down. I have a feeling of like almost like your internal care system has been overwhelmed by outside forces. You've kind of gotten swept into the cycle, and you've been charging forward, feeling like it's very difficult for you to stop, because there's just so much happening in your life. But I really want you to take a moment and step back into that Two of Swords energy. So this is kind of like where you're coming from. I feel like it's saying you haven't had balance in your life recently. You haven't had that moment of quiet contemplation to sit with yourself, to really see what's up and what's down and what direction you want to go in. You know, there's very little time to care for yourself, like I was saying earlier. And I feel like with these swords here that this person's holding, in this case the fork and knife, that they've been up as defenses that are kind of pokey. They're kind of preventing you from having closer relationships right now, because you can be a little bit stabby in this moment, you know. I think you're trying to protect yourself, but really you are keeping others out that could be a support to you, that could be helping you ground. I feel like if you have these people in your life and you do feel like you've had difficulty, you know, engaging in productive ways, that maybe it really is time not only for you to take some time to yourself, but to explain that to others, that that you need your space right now, that it's nothing personal. I think the more communication you have right now, it doesn't need to be long and outdrawn, just something brief, something that just gives you a little bit of accountability for what's happening, and creates, you know, a nice boundary, one that you can hold yourself, hold your bubble, check in with yourself, and really see where you want to be exerting your energy, where you want to be putting your next steps. Because right now you're just so scattered, you're all over the place, and it's not serving you, and it's not serving your loved ones. So keep that in mind. And moving forward, you have the Page of Pentacles. So I think it's time to, you know, like I was saying before, take time, check in not only with yourself but with your environment. What would make you feel more stable right now? What can you learn from what's going on around you? What information is out there for you to gather about your life right now? Because I think the more we slow down and get to that more strong earthly pace of things, instead of this wildfire energy that we started the reading with, the more grounded you're gonna feel, the more you're really gonna be able to take in, you know, what lessons are you supposed to be learning right now and receiving, and what can you give back to others based on what you're learning about yourself. So so contemplation is key, slowing down is key, finding the lesson in the moment is really going to help you come back to yourself. And I think the next steps, you know, will come after. You know, you don't need to be in such a rush. You know, this isn't about figuring it out. It's about allowing yourself to be present. Well, it has been lovely reading for you again. I hope to see you here soon in the future, and take care of yourselves. Until next time. Bye.